Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over the 2020 Senate elections and looking at the sleeper states. So what I characterize as a sleeper state is a state that neither party is necessarily too focused on and trying to gain in order to win the majority. However, in doing so, they might actually lose that seat in the process. So there are a couple of sleeper states that I definitely can see in this 2020 Senate election. There are more sleeper states that Democrats could pick up than Republicans. However, it still is the way it is. The first sleeper state I'm going to characterize is the state of South Carolina. Jamie Harrison's currently out fundraising Lindsey Graham, and if you look at recent polling, they're basically neck and neck. And not a lot of Republicans have really put too much money into this race. I don't think the Democrats are necessarily super laser focused on trying to win the state of South Carolina, as it is a pretty deep red state. However, South Carolina has been trending more and more blue over the past couple of elections, and because of that, they could easily go to the Democrats. The next sleeper state is the state of Minnesota. Again, might seem a little weird considering the fact that a lot of people think that of the Rust Belt states, they would win in Minnesota by the most. However, Tina Smith in recent polling has been polling within 2 to 3 points. She did underperform Amy Klobuchar's margin back in 2018 during a Democratic wave year. She did win by about 12 points. However, she could also narrow up due to the fact that this is a presidential election. And in the state of Minnesota, turnout is always super duper high. So because of that, it would really take a lot for the Republicans to flip it. However, the Republicans definitely could. The next sleeper state, in my opinion, would be the state of New Hampshire. There's not necessarily a super notable Republican candidate, and Jean Shaheen, a potential VP candidate for 2020. Of course, she was not picked. However, I think that in a state like New Hampshire, where Trump is really going to try to flip the state this time around, I think that it might get close. It might even flip to the Republican side, as New Hampshire is a very flip-flopping state when it comes to the Democrats and Republicans on the Senate level. However, it is what it is. The next sleeper state, in my opinion, is the state of Alaska. Al Gross, fundraising a decent amount. Dan Sullivan, the current incumbent senator, is not very well liked. And in recent polling, he's been within single digits. However, you do need to take into account that Alaska is very difficult to poll. And back in 2016, Hillary Clinton was also in single digits and lost by about 13 or 14 points. So they do tend to underestimate Republicans a lot. However, I think that if the momentum is on the Democratic side this time around, if there is no necessarily a huge third-party opposition, however there normally is, the Democrats could pick up the state of Alaska like Mark Begich did a couple years back. However, Alaska is a deep red state, and it's going to take a lot for them to actually flip it. The next sleeper state, in my opinion, is the state of New Mexico. I forgot what his name is, but there is currently a meteorologist running on the Republican side. He's been fundraising a decent amount, definitely not as much as Ben Ray Lujan has been fundraising, and because of that, I think that it is going to take a lot for the Republicans to win. However, the Democrats are not necessarily focused on the state of New Mexico. They do not think that it is a swing state whatsoever, and a Republican hasn't really won in a very long time. So it's going to take a lot. However, the Republicans could actually win if they play their cards right. And my final sleeper state of this prediction would be the state of Tennessee. As this is a open seat, and there is a Trump Republican, on the Republican side, you may automatically assume that it's going to be a super solid, super safe red state. However, Marquita Bradshaw, the Democratic candidate, she won with basically only spending $8,000, while her Democratic primary challenger, who actually came in 3rd place behind another progressive candidate, James Mackler. He raised over $2 million, almost $3 million. And because of that, it does show that Tennesseans do probably like her, and the fact that she wasn't able to actually spend too much money shows that they do agree with her. And because of that, I think that she could potentially flip the state. It's going to take a lot. I think I'd really give her like maybe a 2% chance of winning. It's going to be very, very difficult for her to actually win, especially since I don't see Joe Biden winning the state of Tennessee whatsoever. In a polarized country as we are in now, it's going to be very difficult for Democrats to actually make inroads in these deep red states. However, these are the 6 sleeper states that I think both parties might be ignoring in the 2020 election and could flip to the other side. So I hope you guys enjoyed this election prediction. Please like, subscribe, and thank you.